I sure am. I'm just hoping to get past these difficulties with Twitter. It seems like every time I start a space, it takes me a second. But yeah, I'm ready to go whenever you're ready.
Yeah, sure, you can go ahead. Actually,
All right.
the Twitter Spaces isn't for
Well,
desktop, so that's a big fuss for me. But yeah, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
being able to be on the desktop is definitely a good
exactly.
I'd say addition, but it definitely has its bugs that come along with it. So all right. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. So let me start off with a little opening statement and then we'll jump into the meat of the project. So, crypto miners, buckle up today. We're going to crack into the vault of innovation and unlock the secrets of the Sakai Vault, a DeFi platform redefining how we trade, swap, and navigate the DeFi assets. Now, I will say this just to touch on this a little bit before we start, because I have a little history with you guys. I was in the pre-sale early on. I was in all the AMAs watching you guys do your guys' cadence. I can't know how long ago, almost a year now
Yeah.
or so. I think yeah. I just try to remember you guys exploded on the scene. You guys made the biggest AMA tour at that time in the bear market that I had seen anybody do. You really put your guys' professionalism out there into the front, very transparent, very open, really just base quality from the very beginning. I just want to put that out there. I made a lot of great money with my investment with you guys, and I still hold a nice little chunk for the later on. But you guys
Perfect.
really, you guys really killed it. I mean, literally knocked it out the ball. I just wanted to put that out there. You don't see that too many time. This time a team that does really well, builds a great platform, and then continues to bring innovation and bring value to its customers. So I just wanted to put that out there as a compliment and a little backstory on my side for you guys because I know you guys now for a little while. So not necessarily you guys, but I know what you guys have built and I know the platform, and it's definitely legitimate and something I'm very excited to be diving into today.
Appreciate that. Yeah. I think you guys were one of the first AMAs that we ever did. And if you look at the chart right now, Sakai is at a new, I think, new high after like 6 or 7 months after the launch. We did a $9.8 all-time high, and now we're back to $6 from the dip of $0.7. So we're doing great. A lot of marketing lined up. A lot of great communities like you lined up for AMAs, marketing. We have a lot of other marketing stuff going on, including offline marketing. So I'm so excited to be here because you guys were one of the first AMAs that we ever did. So let's get started on that and hope you are seeing the chart and hope thanks for the compliments once again. I hope you're seeing the chart. We are doing great and it's because of people like you who support us. Glad to hear that you're holding a chunk of Sakai tokens and you're willing to invest in the project. Something heartwarming to hear from a community admin, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. And it's a likewise sentiment, and not just from myself, but from other people in the ecosystem that I know that was there early on, went through the initial painfall, and then the rise of your guys' token all the way up to the nine, and then the dip back down, and just the constant support, transparency, the building, like it shows, right? During the bear market we had this last year, that was my third bear market, and I will say it was the hardest one even for me going through other ones, knowing what to expect. It hit me a little harder, but then to see you guys continually build and push through that while being initially launched in the bear market just shows a lot of strength and cadence and what you guys are bringing to the DeFi space that everybody actually enjoyed and needed. It was something obviously, what you guys were bringing wasn't 100% unique, but the way you brought it was unique. The way you executed was unique, and then the way you continually delivered throughout the last 8 months, 9 months, after you guys have settled into becoming a mature platform, it just really proven that the reason why your recovery is so well. So definitely want to say that we obviously appreciate what you guys are doing there too, as a community member, as an investor, and as a fellow crypto space enthusiast. Having teams like you guys put the standard forth for other projects to be able to try living up to, really just showing the hard work the team has done. So I really do appreciate it. And with that said, give us a little overview of the product. Maybe before that, maybe a little just say hi to the community or yourself and your role in the company, and then maybe a small overview of what you guys have done over the last year. Come on, Twitter, don't let us down. We don't hear you, buddy. I don't know if you're muted. You there, buddy? Oh, it looks like he's reconnecting. Looks like we're having small technical difficulties here with Twitter. So everybody just be patient and we'll have him on here and I'll repeat the question. But yeah, no, I'm definitely excited. I'm glad that they're here. It looks like he dropped out and came back and requested. I'm going to go ahead and put him back up right now. Just give us a second, everybody. Appreciate you guys' patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are.
Sure, yeah. That's I was listening to you, and yeah, the way you said, yeah, be executed in the right way. Even though it was a bear market, the way the team handled everything, from the pre-sale we were at like $0.5, and it was a stable market for like us, I think 6 days straight. So people are thinking that the team isn't sufficient enough to actually push this, but what next? Between like 2 or 3 months, we just did an all-time high of like close to $10, and now we're back to close to $6. So yeah, like I said, the way we executed that, even in a bear market, is the reason why we're still standing in this good market conditions that I can address right now. So yeah, the way you said, perfect. The way you addressed us,
Definitely
yeah.
agree. I definitely agree on that because one small little point I want to touch on. You guys raised a decent amount too in the
Yeah,
pre-sale, and there's not a lot of teams out there that actually raise a lot and is able to execute like we were talking about the way you do because they get overwhelmed with everything they need to do, and then they're too emotionally attached to the chart. And anybody that knows me, I always say don't attach yourself to a chart. That's the last thing you want to attach yourself to. You attach yourself to the utilities, to the team, and to the project, to the technology behind, and then the ultimate vision. And if you believe in those things, then you can look at the chart here and there. But even me, like on the first day, you guys got hit hard on the chart, and then just from there, after that 24-hour period, you guys literally was just transparent, came out, told everybody what was going on, and they just pushed so hard. You just don't see that happening, and you guys allocated and utilized your guys' funding that you guys got to really mature your ecosystem to where we're at now. So definitely wanted to touch that. I forgot to say that you don't usually get that same formula, and it just shows that what you guys did obviously was correct because getting funded like that in the very pre-sale and then continually marketing, continually pushing, continually building, and having that continued support from your community is hands down not an easy achievement to acquire. So, but I think you might have disconnected right when I started asking you the main question because I was like, all right, let's kind of dive into a little bit, give us a small introduction of like maybe yourself and your role in the company, and then give us a kind of an overview of what Sakai Vault is and what you've built over the last year before we dive into some of the newer stuff.
sure. So, like the host said, about the project, like in the introduction, we are actually a decentralized exchange. We revolutionize the decentralized standards for So what we're planning to do right now is to bring the features of a centralized exchange onto a decentralized ecosystem. So what do I mean by that? If you look at traditional finance, or you look at the latest, like centralized finance building up in the crypto space, you see people joining crypto, but the first thing they see is exchanges like Binance or exchanges like Qcoin, or let's say back then like FTX. So people actually forgot that crypto is meant to be decentralized and crypto is meant to be anonymous to an extent where no one can find, there's a limit to your funds. You're the owner of your own funds, and no one can find what you're actually doing with your funds, even though the wallet address is viewable on a blockchain explorer. But what happened is that, throughout the years, due to the people being too, stubborn to learn the decentralized space. There were, centralized exchanges that were introduced like FTX, Binance, BitMEX. What happened was that even though they provided us with a lot of features, you had to compromise your safety or your privacy for that. You have to provide KYC, You had to provide a name, email address, your phone numbers, your ID card that the government provided you with. You have to give your bank accounts, and you know, crypto isn't meant to be like that. So what happened was that this trend of centralized exchanges were rising, but a few months ago the FTX collapsed. I think over a year ago the FTX collapsed. What happened was that the people who trusted in the world's second largest crypto exchange were drained overnight, and they couldn't even withdraw their funds. They were helpless, right? So this actually brought back to the concept of crypto, and people were actually, doubting themselves, or the abilities of the exchange, as if how safe are they in a centralized exchange? How to an extent can they go with the limitations of a centralized exchange with their crypto assets tied onto them? That's why. A lot of decentralized exchanges gained their popularity. The search term for decentralized exchanges, decentralized financial solutions, actually was trending on Google, and we're finding a lot of catch in it. And at that time, or previously we had planned for that, but at that time, we decided to release or to introduce this project to the people. I'm not saying that this happened because of the FTX collapse, but it was the perfect time to be in. So what we're planning to do is that
I totally I totally understand what you're saying though, and I definitely want to kind of put that out there that I remember in the early 2022 where that whole sentiment changed. I mean, it was literally right after the Luna crash, the FTX started kind of getting shaky. All the other exchanges that were kind of mid tier were having kind of issues with asset auditing, and everybody was like, "Where's the transparency?" Because prior to that, it was either you held it on a ledger or you put it on your exchange because they were had a better chance of surviving in safety. But now that we looking back, I think that ethos of the exchange was what we all were running from with the Web 2 banking level to our new Web 3 banking, and no one realized the real value that we could build on the DGen DeFi scene, non-custodial, just getting away from all of that control and centralization that we've all cried about for, I don't know, 7 years now, or longer. I really do like that you guys saw that happening, and then just happenly was able to time the release. And I definitely know that some of it has to do with luck, right? The gods were
yeah,
shining on you guys. The crypto gods were saying, you know what, we need this in the space. Look at all this destruction. We need a balance, right? And I don't care what anybody says. I'm a yin and yang kind of guy. I've always been that kind of person. And when there's too much
yeah,
of one side, too much yang going on, there's yin needs to come in place. And
yeah.
I think that's kind of where you guys came in. You guys came in and just balanced the ecosystem and allowed a more safer, inclusive area on the DeFi scene. So I definitely agree on that premise. So
Perfect. Yeah. Again, like I think you've done more research than me on Sakai. If I, if I had to say that in public, because you know a lot about us, and we don't see that often. Like the hosts knowing more than 90% of what the project is. So big thanks to you for
oh,
doing your.
appreciate that. You're making me smile, man. Got a little blush going on here. Going, God. No, I definitely, I pride myself in the work and quality of work I do because there's no, how can I go to a team and tell them, hey, come on to my team or onto my community and let's showcase your project and let's show the world. And then I have the most generic robotic questions and it sounds like I don't even pay attention or that I'm enthusiastic. No, every single project that's ever coming out in crypto that is not a scam. I get overjoyed to talk with the team. I love researching that. I can read 48 hours of a project if it's there, enough info, and just deep dive into it because the technology, this is the Wild West, and the technology out here is so new, and whatever is coming out, it just it feels like new to me. I don't know. I get like a kid in a candy store, if that makes sense. And so I learn, I've always been that person that if you're not educating yourself daily, you wasted that day. So yeah, when I heard you guys were coming on, I went back in and I read the entire white papers twice. I went and looked at the real website, scrolled through the whole last 6 months of Twitter. Like I do as much research as I possibly can to kind of understand what you guys have been doing, other than what I already know, because I'm a community member, but I'm a long-term holder. I put that away and I'd forget about it. if it turns to dust, oh well. But if it goes, then I'm going to be excited. And I opened up my wallet and I seen the movement lately, and I was like, this will be an exciting AMA. I can't wait to dive into it. But yeah, no, I really appreciate the kind words and the compliment. I get that quite often, and I think that's a standard that needs to change in the industry. I don't care how busy you are. I don't care whatever it is. If I tell you I'm going to give you a certain quality of service and you expect it, I'm going to try beating that every time.
Well, more than happy to hear that. And I think the like an admin you are, community also understands this, and just like you, they also do their own research, and that's perfect for us. So again, like you said, so that's what we are planning to do in this space, to bring all the features of a centralized exchange onto a decentralized ecosystem, having everything under a single decentralized ecosystem. You want to swap, you don't have to go to finance, just swap in your own exchange. Want to trade on your spot exchange and just buy tokens with one or other token, you can do that on our spot trading platform. Want to make profit out of trading by trading futures contracts, you can do that on our platform. Don't want to trade it, don't want to swap or anything, just want to make profit just by staking or just by investing, like Binance Earn function, we have our own staking platform. Just want to chit chat, we have our own social media platform. Um, and if you just want to do some lottery stuff, just want to buy some, like buy tickets and making a profit out of that, or maybe just gambling it, just sort of, yeah, we have our vault function. And we have a lot of other features to be specific, and our DAO structure, which is going to be coming out maybe in a week or so. So it's like everything under a single exchange, and that's what we are planning to do. Just connect your wallet, have your funds in your own way. No matter how much funds you have, it's all under your wallet, in your own hands. You don't have to give us anything. But when you connect your wallet, you can do anything that a centralized exchange allows you to do, unless you're trading fiat, which we don't allow right now due to the regulatory reasons that we have to follow, that we don't want to. So other than that, every other features that you want, that you expect in a centralized exchange are now available in a decentralized exchange. Some of these features might be under development right now, but at a fully fledged stage, we are going to be having every single utility that is mentioned in the white paper, including a Sakai wallet and our own custom blockchain that enables swift and speed transactions with the lowest fees possible are available. So yeah, that's what Sakai Vault is, revolutionizing the decentralized face of crypto by adding the features of centralized exchanges that the people longed for, and turning a let's imagine Binance without having to do anything with the regulations, providing KYC, or at least providing anything that is sensitive, including your email or phone number, name, anything like that. So imagine Binance, but on a decentralized scale. So that's what we're planning to do, and that's what our main motive is in the decentralized.
Yeah, no, definitely. I totally see that, right? Obviously, you guys are offering everything that investors are looking for in the exchanges, but allowing you guys obviously to tell the community, we want to give you these features. We want you to enhance your time here, but we don't want to control your crypto, which is the premise. I think that's never going to die after, like we were talking about, what happened last year. I really think that self custodial technology is only going to get more stronger and actually be a pivotal part in helping keep that adoption level rate continuing throughout the years. So definitely love that positioning, and obviously being the DeFi exchange without all that regulatory standpoint is, I think, is what helped keep you guys strength throughout the time, right? Because when people are looking for places that can do all the similar stuff as an exchange, but doesn't want to go through the hoops to qualify or deal with that centralized entity, if per se. I think that it definitely has a great value proposition for you guys. Well, that being said, like there's so much I want to dig into. Obviously, a lot of it I already know, but it's just stuff that I know that my community overall kind of likes. So I will say this: we don't have to really. We kind of got onto some talks, and we don't have to get onto too much of my notes because some of it is more like the basics. But if people really are interested and really want to deep dive into knowing what Sakai Vault offers, or just understand the business side of it, the business revenue, jump onto their socials. If you go to their website, safarvault.io, the docs is right there in the top right corner. It's a big old button. You can get right in, takes you right to the white papers, and you literally will get lost in there. It's not just all technical math, but actually explains what's going on and how you can then utilize their tech to better and ease of access for your financial needs. So definitely wanted to put that out there, especially if we're talking about the stuff that's coming. It's good to know what they already built so that you can start utilizing that now. With that being said, though, I want to address one small thing. Obviously it's not like the hugest thing about it, but it's obviously something that people new coming in might want to know about. And what is just the fees to utilize the ecosystem coming in, the taxes on the token, and or the fees within the ecosystem in order to keep the team stable, but also the value proposition that comes with coming in the DeFi scene. Because I know that when I was in the centralized exchange and I was doing a lot of big trades, the fees really started to rack up really quick. So that's always something I like to touch on a big platform like yourself.
Yeah, sure. So for a platform to actually, be consistent or to be, sufficient for the future, uh, we have to have a business model to keep us, up and running. So we have to pay for server costs, pay for the team. There are a lot of costs to be covered, and yeah, we do have a fee structure for that. On the token, you have a standard 3 out of 3 or 3% on buys and 3% on sells on both you know uh, all the exchanges that we have. So we have to pay the 3% fee for that. Um, and moving on to the next things. Once you buy the token, you pay a 3% fee. Once you sell the token, you pay a 3% fee. Then you stake the tokens in our platform, and when you claim your profits every single day, imagine that you're claiming every single day. Whenever you claim, you have to pay 5% fee out. So that's a claiming fee. Moving on to the swap function, there's a 0.1 percentage fee to the swap function that we have, and you have a referral reward for that too. No, moving on to the next utility that we have, the vault function that we have. We have it's not actually a fee. It's actually how we collect the funds. So imagine that if a lot of people are investing and we have $100,000 in the pool, then $47,000 out of that, 47% is actually going to the staking pool. So it's actually not a fee, to be honest. So these are the fee structures of the different applications that we have. The fees for the perpetual exchange and the spot trading platform is yet to be announced. And yeah, other than that, these are the fee that we collect. And from these fee, whatever we collect, in the most cases, 70% of that will be going back to the liquidity pool or the staking pool. Now, 30% from that, if at least 5 to 10% is going to the charity wallet that we have, where we do global charities. And other than that, the rest of the percentage is going to the treasury wallet. This treasury wallet, or the team wallet, that actually powers the team members that we have, the people that work with us, and also the server costs, other freelance costs. We have a lot of freelancers working for us. We have a lot of server costs to be covered, including server that hosts the website, safety measures, promotion, marketing, all the things like that. So these are the fee structures of the Kyle. I know I missed some one or two, maybe because I could actually think of that, but yeah, I think all the utilities are maybe or 90% covered. Some of them are including uh, the the farming pools that we have, the pools that we have, or the bridge function that we have. So I haven't mentioned them yet because I think the bridge function pieces, um, um, I'm not quite sure. I believe that it's 0.1%, but there was something like that 0.05% or something up or down with that. So I have to confirm that again. But yeah, these are the fee structures that we have. But again, every fee that we collect, 70% of that at least will be going back to the liquidity pool or the staking pool. And other than that, the rest of the remaining percentage will be going back to the team wallet, some of them to the charity wallet that we do charities across the globe. So yeah, that's how we sustain the project, and that's how we collect the fee.
Awesome.
Yeah, perfect.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. No, that was a perfect answer. That I always tell this to teams that are that I really uh, I can't really it's hard to word it, but it's kind of a double-edged sword kind of question, right? I test the team in a way to see what their reaction and their actions and how they speak about it. And you basically were right on top of it, came very transparent out about everything. And I think that right there is a huge sentiment my community should really see that you guys obviously have a great free structure that's obviously not overbearing, overwhelming, but in the end is still just going to reward those that are supporting and investing into the growth of the ecosystem. But it also shows that you guys are getting paid because I don't care what anybody says. No one works for free in this world, and crypto itself is a very expensive world. You have marketing, like you're saying, Cole. So many people that as much as they bring value, they also have value that they cost. And so I just love that transparent approach that you did right there, and just really put it all out there to let everybody know, hey, yeah, we have a fee structure, but your fees are being allocated properly, and it's shown. Obviously, you guys have been building, and you're here showcasing a year later, your project. So definitely just wanted to put that out there. I really appreciate that answer. It was spot on.
Sure. Yeah. Appreciate
All right. Well, that that being said, you did touch on something that I know that I'm huge on. It's kind of that thing in the space that is not trending but doesn't die because it's that new niche that as it's being developed, it's going to be more powerful. And you kind of mentioned a little bit of, and that was a DAO governance system. You said something about possibly being released next week. Obviously, I always say, you know, it's DAOs can be extremely powerful when utilized properly, but obviously, it can be that thing that can really put a team not necessarily behind, but slow it down a little because the community hopefully needs to be
that.
there, obviously, to vote and be a part of the ecosystem. So obviously, you guys have a strong community, strong support. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. But touching on it, let's talk a little bit about it. What the value needs you think that's really going to bring, and kind of just break down what your guys' approach is to the DAO system.
Sure, sure, yeah. Like we also have concerns about that. So, with the more DAO structure, we have to be extremely careful about how we manage how we manage the community along with the utilities that we have lined up, so that it doesn't actually so that we can coexist, but not actually uh, you know have different opinions and actually drop something, cause some future problems in the project. So yeah, we're well aware of that. The DAO structure works with a minimum token limit allocated to that. You have to hold at least 2,500 tokens to be able to become a member in the DAO project. You get rewards based off of that. So the 5% fee that is collected on when a user claims their profit on the staking platform, 2% of that will be going back to the DAO structure. Now, from this, the more people that take their tokens in DAO, these 2% fees will be divided among them. A detailed description about this will be provided in the docs, but later, some of the details are still available. I think details including how the DAO works are available, but the fee structure are yet to be provided, and we are working, to give a full, fully, optimal um, docs on that. But you do have a page separated on that. So you can see how much percentage of that will be going back to the DAO structure. So we have 2% of the fee collected from staking going back to the DAO structure. From this, a percentage of this will be distributed to the DAO stakers every single day. And you have to have at least 2,500 tokens staked in the DAO structure to be able to actually provide to get voting rights. And now these voting rights doesn't come with a multi-standard merit like the mayor program. The mayor program actually is something for much bigger participants. So you have to hold at least 25,000 Sakai tokens to be able to become a Sakai DAO mayor. Then you get the full benefits of the DAO system, as you get a much better sharing fee that is being given to you, and also you have a much better voting right. So your opinions will be public, and your opinions will be much valued by the team. And this is how we're going to be keeping a hierarchy between the people. of the DAO, of the DAO. You know, for the I'm not saying every investments are not valuable for us. Even a $10 investment is valuable for us, but you have to have at least 2,500 Sakai tokens to be able to give out opinions. But even after then, you have to hold at least 25,000 tokens to be able to then give out your full voting rights, to get the full voting rights, and your opinions being made public, including that if the polls that we said, you can vote on them, and your votes and opinions will be public. We're going to be valuing them much better. Now, this doesn't mean that the roadmap that we have is going to be delayed in any way. The utilities that we have are being built and executed on this page, but there are other things that are going to be decided by the community. Like I said, uh, having a DAO structure doesn't mean that it's going to be slowing down because everything is lined up and under development right now, and there's nothing to be changed on that. But yeah, we do have other things that is going to be coming up right away, including I'm not gonna say who, but we have a whole new farming protocol coming up so that different projects can list their project and actually provide staking. We actually provide staking tools for that. We do have our custom blockchain that isn't mentioned in the docs yet, and we have other utilities that are lined up. So a lot of these utilities will be decided by the community how it's going to be working. I know a lot of things that are going to be decided by them. So we have this hierarchy between investors so that uh, you know, it keeps a vibrant atmosphere, a professional atmosphere, to be honest. So I think this hierarchy can actually help in the development of the project. Unlike other projects that doesn't have this minimum or this maximum, uh, this different tiers in the DAO ecosystem. I think those projects actually fail due to people being naive in choosing the future of the project. And I don't think this hierarchy can bring a problem like that. So again, it's just my speculation, but things can change in the future. But we will assure you that the roadmap will be going perfectly fine. There won't be any delay in any of the utilities that are planned or any delay in marketing or any other stuff related to the project. It's going to be perfect. But there are some future utilities that will be decided by the DAO members or the DAO stakers. So yeah, that's the answer for that. If I think uh, it's going to be answering everything that you mentioned, but if not, then I can have it even more explained to you later.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out for the launch of it and read the in-depth medium you guys will probably release on it. Because I like to, like I say, I love information, and I think DAO structures, if implemented correctly, which in my eyes there really hasn't been. I won't say there hasn't been any implemented correctly because obviously I haven't seen them all, but I will say every ones that I have dealt with that function really well in the beginning usually kind of had issues that and I think you guys are kind of solving them that way because as I'm hearing it, like obviously I don't have that many tokens left to be a mayor, but I think I have enough to be a DAO vote. But when I look at it, I liked how you're in an essence saying if you really do support us and you really want to be about the future, you've been here this long, kind of put your money where your mouth is because we've been putting our blood, tears, sweat, and dollars into making sure Sakai Vault grows. And you're doing it in a non-rude way. You're doing it, in a way saying, you can come in on a short investment and still be a very powerful member. But if you really have the faith in Sakari and you really believe what we're building over the next 5 to 10 years, put a big chunk of money.
Yeah.
Let's start building what we believe is going to be great for the space. Because obviously, if someone's willing to put that level of investment into, becoming a DAO member, they're really going to become a real DAO member, right? Like, like I don't know where I would ever invest that kind of money and be like, oh, I'm just going to forget about it, right? No. So definitely, I love how that's structured that way. Obviously, for the average community member that's listening that doesn't have that level of investment, it does suck that you might not be able to be at that level, but you have to realize the community here, and I'm going to put this out here because I know from my experience with you guys, the community, the Telegram, everywhere that their socials are, the community members are extremely active. They're very socialified. And if you ended up being part of this and wanted the long term, but you couldn't make that level of investment, you probably could be within a group of people there that do have that investment that like your advice, and you could be, kind of making new friends and growing on the social fi and still be a part of the governance in the background. So I definitely love how you set it up. Like honestly, like you don't see that out there that much, thinking that, hey, yeah, it might seem like we're token gating or we're gating the project from people, but in all actuality, what you're doing is you're properly aligning the development for long-term sustainability. That's how I see it. So I hope I read that correctly with what you were explaining, so that when I can kind of comment like I did to my community, they can kind of understand that there is huge value in having the proper people that support not only for the growth of the ecosystem, but for the proper growth of the ecosystem. Because there's a lot of people that have no idea what they want or what is going to be powerful for the project, but there are some really smart community members out there that might come and bring some stuff that to the table that you guys never even thought of. So definitely like that.
Yeah, again, like you said, not all people might be able to do, able to take 25,000 Sakai tokens, but yeah, there are people that are, totally like have the funds and willing to invest in Sakai Vault. One instance that I would like to, completely off topic, I had an AMA with this Vietnamese private community that we have, and it was just like it was a competition going on, right? So I just said, anyone who stakes 15,000 Sakai tokens in the next, by the end of this AMA, will get uh will get 3% of their fee plus 100 Sakai tokens from me. I said that, but the next thing that I know, by the end of the AMA, one guy actually did it. I think it was a lady or one guy actually did it, and we had to, give them the one guy actually staked 15,000 Sakai tokens. The price was like $2 back then, and we had to pay the rewards for them. So we do have interesting peoples here that actually have the funds, plus they support in the project. But yeah, there are restrictions for a lot of people. But we do value your investment. You're free to stake on our platform. The minimum staking amount is $100. You can just stake for that amount minimum. But if you want to become a DAO member, you have to scale up a bit and be able to stake a minimum of 2,500 Sakai tokens. So yeah, again, we do have people with that caliber, but yeah, if you don't have that much fun but still want to be part of the project, you're absolutely welcome in the project. Uh, to
That,
be
that's
Yeah,
funny though. That's funny that you challenged somebody in that other community
it
AMA,
did.
and they hey, they were like, hey, let's see if they can live up to it because I got it. So that's just funny. That you think about it, man. You're just like, man, I wonder what his wallet really is like if he's just able in the middle of the AMA
Yeah.
or by the end of it, be like, I'm going to test this and see if they can do it. He just has 30,000 just available to do it. So it's amazing, to see obviously people in the super bears still having a kind of a joke sentiment while saying, hey, we'll see if they can live up to it. And they did, and you did. Obviously, being in that bear market, you still took care of them and took care of it. It just shows the power that you guys obviously have, and you guys really feel about your project. With that being said, obviously we're running real big with everything, and I keep going off topic a little, or giving you a huge compliment on stuff because, like I was saying, like it's hard to not give you guys compliments on where you guys and accolades are there. I don't know how many people have given you guys, compliments on what you guys have built, but it's definitely unique, 100%. And all I can tell that you guys have taken care of your investors, obviously from the beginning, because the sentiment's there, and that funny joke at $2 and you get a person to come in at that level is just it's amazing. So obviously we touched on 90% of everything. Community is huge, but you guys obviously are doing a lot for your community. I'm sure you guys have campaigns running and everything like that going. But a lot of things people always ask for is security. Obviously, you guys can go check out their docs and see that they've been audited and they take care of, obviously, by all the professionals. But I always kind of like leave that kind of an open question, like what have you guys done that stands out level on security, or has there been any type of things that was a security mishap that you guys didn't see at first and somebody brought up maybe on a hackathon or something that really just set the standard for security on your platform?
Yeah. So in Web3, in a decentralized exchange, there are a lot of exploitations happening, both online and plus, yeah, online, but in a different ways, like uh, the common attacks, including DDoS, and a lot of other problems happening with wallets, sprained. We do see that often. I think at least once a week we have these small tier decentralized exchanges actually getting exploited. Millions of dollars in funds were lost. Um, so at the moment, I think that some people tried, but our security team hasn't noticed anything that can breach or cause problems to the platform. We do not keep anything on our website. Actually, we keep everything on a secure wallet, so we don't keep user information on our website. We do host our website on private servers. We do not use shared hosting platforms or anything like that. Plus, the SSL certificate that our website has actually prevents a lot of DDoS attacks in its own. The most common web attack known to the internet space. The wallets that we used, it is mentioned that the wallets aren't, are we do use hardware wallets to secure a lot of funds. Uh, the more information regarding that can't be displayed to the public yet, disclosed to the public yet. But yeah, even the wallets that are being used to store the funds are the private keys of that are not stored on the devices. It is mentioned that it is stored in a specific way that can be accessed through an online entity through any means because it isn't stored on the device. And we do have some standard safety protocols in the platform. We cannot expose everything, but the web servers that we have completely safe. The wallets more safe than that. Plus the contract that we have, every single utility that we have has its own contract address. I mean, it has its own um, contract that is open source, so you can see everything line by line, how it works, how this utility is working, how safe it is. We do have an audit on Certic that ensures the quality of our contract address and our contract itself, the smart contract itself. We do have audit from Certic. We do have audit from Block Safu. We have a audit from PinkSale. So it's pretty much safety on the ensure safety on the smart contract functions. So you have complete audit on that. The web servers and website that we have, like I said, private servers hosted on our own private server spaces without having a third party actually interfering with that or having a shared server in its own. We have a dedicated team assigned for safety and managing the web servers of the platform with 24/7 monitoring. We have a lot of softwares run up for that. And on the next step, we have our wallets, which are secured. Yeah, like I said, we have hardware wallets that are storing a lot of funds. We have our other cold wallets that the private keys are stored offline or in other means that are actually affiliated with the device that can be compromised by any other entities that are trying to. So we are pretty much safe on all of these two again. Sorry for that. That's my long.
No, that's perfect. No, that is exactly what I wanted. It's just a small touch, and you basically knocked it out the park. Obviously, there's so much going on in the ecosystem. There's a lot to cover, but I think that one of the great things is that you guys are covered by the Certec, and everything is individually contract. You open source, you can check it out, but also having Certec being the gold standard in the space and a
Yeah,
well
yeah.
recognized name. I definitely love that. So with that being said, I have some community questions. I don't mind getting into if you don't mind. I have a couple of that I picked out of the comments, and then I figured I'd get one or two questions live if you have some time, if you don't mind.
Sure. I mean, we can do this all day if you want because I'm
Yeah,
just
right. Yeah, I feel you the same way, man. I obviously I love talking about this, and there's so much here that we could just talk about DeFi, the space, and everything going on for hours. So first one I'm gonna pick up is Dalaya. Go ahead. It's I'm approving you now. Whenever you are unmuted, you go ahead, and then we'll get into a comment for our second question.
sure, sure. Well,
All right, you're unmuted as speaker. Go ahead, Dal. Don't be shy. If you're having a problem, just hit your back arrow and then come back into the space. And sometimes it unmutes you if you're having a problem unmuting.
awkward silence.
If
Yeah.
not, Yeah, they're there, but they're just having a problem. So
Oh,
I'll go ahead and ask the comment question, and then hopefully they'll be able to ask their question. If not, then we'll move on to the next. But this one I kind of wanted to touch on it, but I didn't really touch on it too much, or I didn't really touch on it at all. But I'm glad the question was asked. But how does Sakai Vault ensure strict compliance and adherence with regulatory requirements? Basically, because I know that there's some regions that require you to do some extra things in order to be able to have your platform there. I live in the United States. I have to use a VPN to access like half of crypto. So I didn't know if you guys have gone through the regulatory standards to be more global, or it's still taking some time to kind of get into that. But I think that's kind of where the question is underlying.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of exchanges are being monitored by the regulations by regulatory entities in different countries out there. Now, um, what the platform can be accessed from anywhere on the globe right now. There aren't any disputes or any problems happening at the moment. We do not have any ties with the regulatory entities in about the funds that are being managed or anything like that in the website. Just another website. When you host a website, um, you know, when you host a website, you actually don't uh, want to have financial clearances on that. So like that, it's a decentralized exchange with having no having been allowing any governments to be accessing the back end of the project. So we haven't allowed any government entities to access the back end of our project or how the funds are being managed or anything like that. Completely decentralized and safe and secure. Now, I do know that some countries actually require us to do um, I think some registration for basically handling, including I think Singapore, and we had I think Vietnam that we had to do regulatory uh, agreements on, but that were done by our team. That those were their native places, so it was easy for us. But other than that, from where I come from or from different countries that we operate on, we didn't have to do anything, um, you know, specifically for a decentralized exchange. Um, Even though we are a big project, we didn't have to do that. So pretty much safe on.
Awesome answer. It's an awesome answer. So it worked out perfect. I really appreciate it. It's just good. I actually would have known, but my VPN runs all the time, so just for privacy, so I wouldn't even have realized it or not. But that's definitely a good question that was asked, and a great answer. So with that being said, Dal, go ahead with your question. Your hands up now. If you can speak, please unmute yourself and get you on here. If not, I'm going to have to remove you. So go ahead and speak. Your hands up.
Sure, let him speak.
Right? Oh, I mean, he keeps putting his hand up in the hearts, but you have to unmute yourself. I can't unmute you.
hello, sir. Can you hear me?
There you go.
My question: according to the project roadmap, what are your most important next priorities? That's it.
I guess you meant the next utilities that are lined up or the next things that we're planning, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So the next step, as you can see on the roadmap, if you go over to docs.sakai.io, and if you go over to the roadmap section that we have, you can see that the phase one and phase two is completely done. In the phase three, we have done, we are still doing the World Tour charity activities that I mentioned. We launched a lot of, uh, you know, a lot of utilities that are mentioned in the phase three. The next thing is the DAO. The DAO structure is going to be coming up in the next week or this week prior to the prior to Christmas, or maybe after that. So that's the next step. After that, the next thing is going to be, going to be Sakai Wallet. So that's another utility that's lined up. Before that, we might launch Sakai Labs. We already had, the team aligned up for that, but maybe it's going to be delayed due to some internal reasons. Other than that, we are listed on three different centralized exchanges right now, including DigiFinex, Maxi, and uh, bid yet, but we're going to be listing on other centralized exchanges more often, like uh, one in 3 months or one in 2 months, something like that. And after that, we're going to be launching on the Arbitrum chain. Even though there are a lot of other things that are mentioned in the phase three, these are going to be the next best things that is going to be happening in the upcoming months. Uh, with the DAO being launched in the upcoming weeks or days, to be honest. So these are the next steps towards the revolutionizing standards, of Kyle, to rise the revolutionary standards of the Kyle in the decentralized ecosystem. But other than that, we do have a lot of utilities that are lined up on top of this, which are going to be announced in the phase four. So yeah, hope that helps. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure, sure.
All right. Thank you, Dolly. Always a pleasure having you up here. All right. Next question is from Spark. His question is about your short and long. He's asking, do you guys plan on increasing your leveraging past 25%? Or are you guys going to keep that at 25%? Just simple, quick question there, but I figured it's something that I didn't touch on that I should have. So you might, a little answer on that maybe for a sec, and then I'll bring another person up for a live question.
Yeah, so look, I'm a future starter myself, so I have 2.5 years experience in trading futures, and I've been trading with different markets. Like I do trade on crypto, forex, stock market, and I could say that you don't need that much leverage in crypto. I know that in forex we only get like 0.1 percentage movement or at least 1 percentage movement every single day. But in crypto, the 1% that I mentioned here in a day is actually happening in 1 minute or actually 1 hour. So you don't need that much leverage in crypto. Imagine that, if you have 25x leverage, always remember that using the 25x leverage, if you have $100 on a trade, a 4% movement against your position will be resulting in a liquidation of your assets or your margin. So if you trade on Ethereum and Ethereum just went 4% up or down against your prediction, that means that you just lost all your money with the 25x leverage tied onto it. So you don't need, and you know what? 4% is nothing in Ethereum or nothing in the crypto market or crypto trading pairs, uh, including Bitcoin. So if you look at CoinMarketCap right now, we have I have the BTC chart in here, and this is Bitcoin has moved 1.6 percentage up. So you see how volatile crypto is. You don't need that much leverage. I see platforms like I guess uh, Gains or Trade or any other platforms like that provide 500x leverage on crypto. But by default, we have 500x leverage on forex pairs. So I don't think you don't need anything more than at least 50x leverage on crypto personally. But we do have a 25x leverage just in case you wanna up your game a bit. But I see platforms like Finance actually have 100x leverage on a lot of assets back in 2021, but now they have decreased that to 50x due to these liquidation issues, safety issues with users. I don't think you need more than 20x or 15x in crypto. That's just my personal take. But yeah, we we might increase the limit, but I don't think it will. 25x is fixed right now, and it's going to be fixed for a long time unless we get a lot of feedback from planning to increase the leverage. But
Yeah,
yeah,
perfect answer. No, I definitely agree. I think 25x is that like that high risk, high reward enough.
yeah,
You look at I've watched people literally make a lot of money and be like, man, I'm good, and then they move it up, to 50 to 100x, and the volatility hit them hard just right then, and he was just like, he got liquidated so hard he never looked back. And I do agree. I'm actually a 10x leverager at max because it's happened to me where I went up a little too high. Thankfully, it was money I was ready to lose because it was all stuff that I've earned. But you definitely hurt when you think you're getting better, you think you got it, and you're like, I'm going to take the risk. But then when you don't realize that the risk outweighs and then the liquidation point is outweighing way more than your investment, and you get caught up in it, and you're not there to pay attention or have the proper stop loss or whatever you have. Don't you haven't 100% got ready. The next thing you know, you just got screwed. And like I'm always scared to do anything higher than 10. Like I'm a 5x guy, and that I don't mind getting 5 times what I won on it because a lot of times I do kind of volatility trades as it is. So if it goes up and I make a 5x on that, I made some good gains. But if I lose, then I don't take as fat a hit that I expected. You know, so definitely love that answer. So Alex, I already had you up. I really appreciate you being kind and respectful for the answer that was being laid out. So you go. We're running short on time, so keep the questions nice and clean and concise. But you can go ahead whenever you're ready, Alex.
Yeah, again, yeah.
Alex, there you go. I heard you on mute there for a second, Alex. You just had to talk. Talking to your mic, buddy. Turn the speakerphone off, maybe.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Loud, loud and clear.
Can I ask my question?
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Okay. Okay. So my question is, staking program is very important for any project. Can I stake your token? Do you have any plan of starting staking program? This is my question.
Yeah, we do have an interesting staking program actually. So, if you look at other traditional platforms out there, again,
Hey, Alex, can you mute your mic when he's talking, please? Because you're getting feedback.
yeah. So, uh, I think staking is the most, is the most important part of Sakai right now. So, even though we are a decentralized perpetual future trading platform, we do have a lot of staking users right now. More than I think at least 60% of the users that come to the platform are for staking, and you do have a pretty good TVL for staking platform. So the staking the staking platform that we have, it's actually unique from other staking platforms out there. If you look at personal finance, what happens is that you stake 1,000 tokens in a staking pool, and you get like 10 tokens every single day, right? So they say that, oh, stake 1,000 tokens and you get 10 tokens every single day. So you just stake 1,000 tokens and the price is $1. So you just staked $1,000. The next day, the price is just $1 and you get 10 tokens and you're like, whoa, I just made $10 every single day. So you're happy with that. You're happy until the price goes down. If the price goes up to like $2, you make $20 now. So you're like, oh, I just made 2x what I made yesterday, so I'm just more than happy. But if the price of that token actually dipped to like $0.05 or like at least $0.5, you just only made $5, right? And if the price of the token goes down and down and down, you make the lesser profits. And when you unstake it, you make more or less than that. So you just lost a lot of tokens. So this is a volatility issue happening in a lot of tokens of inflation, the token inflation, and this is normal in traditional finance. But our staking platform actually is different from these staking platforms out there. Now, again, a reminder that we have been in the space for more than 10 months now, close to a year now. And, I had to say that we are still up and running right with this staking platform that I'm going to be mentioning. Now, if you stake $1,000 at Sakai Vault, unlike the other platforms that provide a specific amount of tokens, we provide you with a specific amount of tokens with the USDT value tied onto it. What do I mean by that? Imagine the price of the Sakai token is $1 right now. And I just went to the staking platform and I staked $1,000. The algorithm will record the transaction as $1,000 worth of Sakai token stake. Now, our APR is 0.8% per day or 146% for a long period of 250 days. So you get 0.8% per day, right? That means that we have to pay you $8 every single day if you stake $1,000. Now, we owe you $8 every single day, right? So the next day, the Sky token price is $1. So what happens is that at the time of claim, we will give you 8 tokens. So you just got 8 tokens. You just made $8. The next day, the price of I token is too low. What happens is that we will give you 4 tokens right now. So that it matches to like 4 tokens into $2 is equal to $8. The next day, the price of the buy token just went up to $4. So now we will only give you 2 tokens. So 4 into 2 equals 8. If the price of buy token is $8 the next day, we will only give you 1 token. So it's 8 in 1 is equal to 8. In general, if the price of the Sakai token goes up, you get less tokens, and if the price of the Sakai token goes down, you get more tokens. And now, if the price of the Sakai token just went down to $0.5, then we'll give you 16 tokens, so that 16 into 0.5 equals to 8. So that's how you're going to be balancing out that. You get the same amount of profit every single day. If the price of the Sakai token goes up, you get less tokens. If it goes down, you get more tokens. And by this, you get the same amount of profit every single day. I'm not actually making this up. You can actually see that we've been giving out profits just like this to the investors for over for close to a year now without having any delays. You can see our price actively. You can see how our project is working right now. We do have a beautiful TVL. If you look at it, we have one of the most unique staking platforms out there. Hope you understand that. That's how our staking platform is unique, and we do have a staking platform, one of the most beautiful staking platforms out there in the decentralized space, offering the same amount of profits every single day that most of the projects don't, and I haven't seen them. But yeah, this is what Sakai will staking platform is. That's what makes it unique in this space. Hope you understand the concept. I think if any staking users are here, any stakers are here, they can understand what I'm saying. They can relate to what I'm saying.
You
Yeah.
I think that's a huge value proposition because like people don't realize that the way you set up, you algorithmically set it up to take care of your investors' sentiment, right? Nobody wants to go into something and then feels like within 24 hours and the price action and volatility happened that they were truly lost because the overall value of the entire stake it goes down. Their faith basically in the staking platform or the ecosystem alone will go down. But how you guys organize it, you're like, hey, we've seen that happen. We understand the volatility. We're going to reward you extra if you're feeling the pain, so that
Yeah.
we can show you and assure you that the ecosystem is not here to drive you to being broke, but we'll reward you for when things are down. But don't worry, things are going to go back up. Your value will come back, and you might get rewarded less if we go on a massive 100x run because that's thinking about the strength and stability of not only your chart but the other investors that are staking for the long term too. So I love it. I love it 100%. I really thank you for,
Yeah.
for breaking down that understanding,
Yeah.
and the entire platform overall has been huge, right? I mean, everything has been wonderful. So that being said, we are, obviously at the top of the hour, and we can talk pretty much all day. I wish I had a free day. I would talk with you pretty much all day about this because I still want to know more. But obviously, time must go on, and you're a busy man. I'm a busy man. So with that being said, I will put that last call to action to tell my community, please, if you are interested and you want to know more, you want to dig your fingers into this project, please go check out their website, go to their socials, join it, do your due diligence, read up on the docs so you can kind of understand really how to utilize their ecosystem properly. But like they're saying, it's a standard set of features that you find on a centralized exchange, but to the hands of the average DeFi user, which is a huge value. Takes all the pains of losing your assets, you stay control of everything, but allows you to still get the same type of value you would from those centralized entities. So that's a huge, value proposition on its own. And if you end up liking it, feel like this is a great place to put a good investment before the next bull market starts to really kick off. They have a DAO structure being ready to release. The token right now is at, obviously a decent size, but it's not as high as it's going to be. I guarantee you that, especially as the more that their ecosystem gets mature over this next coming 2024. I see high hopes for you. So with that being said, I really do thank you for coming, showing us how much Sakai Vault has raised the DeFi bar across the board 100%. We're inspired here, or at least I'm inspired technically on your guys's, or inspired by your guys' technical prowess. And I'm real eager to see how well the governance works because like I told you, I'm really big on that. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. I hope my community is also. And all in all, I'm really proud to see great teams really still have the great support out there coming back and showcasing their product to us. It just shows that what we're all doing in the space here really does have value. It really does mean something. And that, we all support great, hardworking teams out there. So, like I said, I really do appreciate you coming up. If you have a last minute call to action or anything you want to say to the community before we close out, you have the floor.
Sure. Again, thank you for being a wonderful host. I think it's been months since I had a live talk like this. Most of the AMAs, I'm not complaining. We have a lot of members coming in, everyone saying the marketing is bad, but a lot of communities, ask a based on off of a template. So I'm pretty familiar on that. So it's like a bot. Uh, how are you? I'm fine. Just like a chatbot speaking. But this one was lively, and do appreciate you for that. Being a wonderful host today. The community, again, thanks for asking a lot of nice questions. If you have more doubts, please feel free to join the community that we have in Telegram, in Discord, and Twitter, and ask for questions. We do have we have a lot of moderators and administrators that are actually there to answer questions if you have any. So feel free to ask your questions. They're more than happy to help you out on that. So again, go to the staking platform, stake a lot of tokens if you have. Just don't just hold, stake more, and make more out of that. We do offer a huge TVL. I mean, we do have a huge TVL if you look at it, and we offer a very good profit for that too, for your holdings too. So yeah, again, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. You appreciate your way of speaking, your way of conveying a message, and I do appreciate the community for being active too. So that's it. And if you have more questions, feel free to ask us. More than happy to help you out. So that's it. Again, have a great day, everyone. Hope this was a wonderful session with me and with the host that we have. And yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say. Have a great day.
And no, it was awesome, man. I really do appreciate the time. And look, we ran almost 10 minutes past, and I gotta tell you, I could talk for another hour if I wasn't already had prior commitments already set up. So I had a great time. It was wonderful. The whole botted AMA kind of scene is dying, and I love the genuine podcast. Phil talks about the passion behind the project, and then talking about the value, because that's ultimately right now it's about attaching to teams that are hard at work. It's not about just the features and the tokenomics that died away in the bull. Now it's about really finding solid teams that are going to be bringing us into the next. So I really do appreciate your time. And like I always say, crypto miners, go check them out. Join their socials, ask questions if you didn't get them answered here. And I really do appreciate you guys coming in and supporting the Sakai team with me and showcasing, our community to them and showing that, we are the miners of the scene, and that we do appreciate you coming on. So thank you again, and cheers. Thank you, community. Until next time, y'all be great miners.
Perfect. Awesome. So again, have a great day, guys. Have a great day.